Hey you guys, I want to talk about my first Yoni Steaming experience. I just want to say that I went to a woman in Erie, Pennsylvania, so nowhere near where I currently live. I highly recommend her. Sacred Divine Femininity is the name. That is the name of her company. Check her website out. Check her out. I think her name is Shanta. I think that's how I'm saying her name. I think I'm saying her name right. Shanta. I live in Phoenix, and I looked on some websites, and I just don't feel very comfortable with a lot of the places I was looking at online. It seems very trendy like, right? It doesn't feel spiritual. It just feels like, okay, they're just trying to get a quick buck. That is how I felt. May not be true or accurate, but I haven't been anywhere else. The only place I've been is the place in Erie. It's my first time getting a Yoni Steam, and so the experience was different. So I basically was, I took all my clothes off. She gave me a robe to wear, and then there was like this like scarf kind of thing that they wrap around me. We said affirmation and a prayer as well. And I told her my concerns, which for me during my menstrual cycles, it's menstrual cramps. I also have heavy bleeding too, but I didn't mention that too much. We focused mainly on the menstrual cramps. She told me the 3 herbs that she put into my, for my Yoni Steam. She uses a copper pot, not plastic, because you don't want that stuff to leach into your vagina. Okay, Yoni vagina. Okay, and it was a beautiful room. It looked clean. If I remember, I'll put the video of what the room looked like. She put rose petals down, real rose petals. She also allowed me to take the rose petals when I left. What else? She just discussed about the whole process. She was right next door the whole time, but when I was getting my steam, I was by myself. She, made sure I was comfortable. She made sure I had a pillow if I needed to, for, comfort and everything. I was able to use a bell to let her know if I need like the steam, like the hot, the temperature to go up or go down. Because this is my first steam, so I didn't really know what my temperature would be, because you don't want it to burn you, right? And so at first I'm like, is this comfortable? Is it not comfortable? I was like trying to figure it out on my own, and I was like, okay, maybe it's a little too hot. And then, you brought it down. She was very professional, and she was very helpful. So that was like my experience overall. Oh, and she had like this like waterfall kind of thing in the room. It was just beautiful. It was very nice. She was very kind. She also does other services, like just other services. If you go on her website, you can look it up. So Sacred Divine Femininity in Erie, Pennsylvania. Okay. So the result of it was it worked. So I came in for menstrual cramps, and this is July 2023. So my last cycle in June was rough. Okay. And this is when we were traveling in Sedona, and it was rough. I had to get ibuprofen. I had to get Uber Eats to send me ibuprofen. It was bad. It was bad to the point where I'm like, it's bothering me. So I've had worse. It wasn't like the worst, but it wasn't good. So a couple days I was tired and, crampy. That was my last cycle. So comparison to the cycle I've already had in this month, July, was different. Way less cramping. Did not have to take any ibuprofen, which I'm like, hallelujah, no ibuprofen. But I did take, it's called Lilas. These are like these like menstrual pads, like menstrual cramp pads that you could put on your stomach, you could put on your back, you could put on your calves. It's supposed to help with relieving pain. It just has, I think, menthol in it or something. It's very natural. This is what I use when I'm on my menstrual cycle. But if it's bad, I have to use the pads. I had to take the ibuprofen. I was also taking like turmeric and ginger like drops and all. That's what I had to do last cycle. This cycle that just passed, the only thing I needed to do was do the Layla's menstrual patches. That's the only thing I took. And the cramps, I woke like my first, full period day, where it's like the cramps are like the worst the first 2 days. I was like, I feel something going on, but it's not that bad. And I'm able to cope with it without having to take pain meds. I was like, thank God. So it shocked me the difference between the 2 cycles to the point where I was like, I need to get more Yoni Steams. However, I'm too far away to go to her. And like I said about the Phoenix, okay, the Phoenix area Yoni Steams, they call it like V Steams and different things. It just feels too trendy. And I'm like, no, I want to go to professional. She's certified. She's a certified Yoni Steam practitioner. So in the United States, I don't know about other countries, but you don't have to be certified to offer that as a business or as a service. So you could just have any Joe Smo, Susie Q, whoever, steam your vagina, and it may not be safe. And I was like, nah, I'm not risking that, okay? Like, you got to protect yourself. So now I'm like, I can't go back to her because she's too far. So we'll see what happens. I'm thinking about possibly taking classes myself so I can do them at home. I'm going to actually try to talk to her more about that and see where she got certified at, because I want to get more steams, because I want to, help, during the menstrual cycle, during that time of the month. If I can do it on my own 2 or 3 times a month and I know what I'm doing, that's great. So anyway, that is my experience with the Yoni Steaming. Let me know if you ever had a Yoni Steam before. What your experience is. Did it work for you? It worked for me. I felt like if I would get them more frequently, I may not have any cramps. Or if I, focus on like how heavy my bleeding is, maybe I would bleed less. Like, it just opened up my eyes. I'm like, wow, I need to do this. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.